Welcome to this edition of Diamond Notes. I'm your host, Brian Goudsler. This episode we are showing you how to keep score of a baseball game using a baseball scorebook. So as you see here, this is the basic scorebook you're going to need, along with a writing utensil as I stipulated in the writing portion. And that will show you some of the basics just so you can get a visual look at what exactly it entails to keep score. So you'll see here there's going to be a place to write the lineup for the road team on the left side here as shown. Then the home team will be on the right side of the book like here. So this is a game that I did earlier this season between the Mets and the Nationals. You see the lineups and the positions respectively on the left side, and then in each of the boxes indicating what each batter did in that particular at-bat. So let's zoom in here on the first inning, see what the Mets did. A K for Granderson indicates he struck out swinging. David Wright flied out to right field, indicated by F9, and then the FO indicates Duda fouled out to the third baseman, so you mark that FO5. Now we'll take a look at a couple of hits in the second inning. After a ground out to first by Kadire, you see that Murphy singled, and that's marked by 1B. And as the diamond shows, he came around to score because the lines are filled in on the entire diamond. The next two batters both singled as well, marked by 1B. And then finally, DeGrom, the starting pitcher, lined out to the first baseman, indicated by L3. So we'll take a look at a couple other hits on the other side here for the Nationals. You'll see in the first inning, after a ground out, a single, and a strikeout, Ryan Zimmerman, the first baseman, hit a home run, which I indicated HR and showed that he went all the way around the bases. And then just as an extra detail, you can note it was a two-run home run. So I wrote 2 RBI under that box after the home run. And that inning ended with Wilson Ramos, the catcher, number 40, flying out to right field. So as you see, the forward K means a strikeout swinging. So here in this second inning, Tyler Moore, the Nationals left fielder, struck out swinging. Consequently, in the fourth inning, you'll notice here, as I zoom in, that the pitcher, Jordan Zimmerman of the Nationals, after he struck out swinging in the third, he actually struck out looking his next at-bat up in the fourth. Now looking at another interesting detail here, you'll see IBB marked by the left fielder Tyler Moore before the strikeout in the fourth inning. That means he was intentionally walked. So a regular walk is just marked BB. If he's walked intentionally, you have to put the I in there to indicate so. Now you'll see here a double in the sixth inning by the Nationals, Wilson Ramos, and that's marked by 2B. If there were a triple, it would be 3B. You've already seen home run, and single, of course, 1B. Taking a look at a couple other outs here, P5 is a pop out to the third baseman. So instead of saying a fly out, a pop out, usually mark when it's a fly out in the infield. So you mark that with a P as opposed to an F, or you could just put 5. I like to give the extra detail to know exactly how the ball was hit. And then the 5-3 following in that inning indicates a ground out to the third baseman where he threw out the runner at first. You see here a P3 indicating a pop out to the first baseman. Over here we have a 3-1, which means that the first baseman fielded it and flipped to the pitcher covering it first for the put out there. Going back over to the other side here, you'll see the conventional BB standing for a regular base on balls, not of the intentional variety. And if you'll notice, above that line where I indicated the runner got to second base, it says SB. That's just to remind me that the runner stole second base, so you can add those extra details in there as well. Now here's another interesting one for FC. That's going to stand for fielder's choice. So sometimes the runner may not necessarily be out. He may actually reach first base, but they call it a fielder's choice so that the runner does not get credit for a base hit. Instead, it was the choice of the fielder to get the out somewhere else on the bases. In this case, I indicated it was 5-3, which means that the third baseman threw at the runner at first, but he reached on a fielder's choice. So that's what that indicates there. I think we covered just about all of the basics. I mean, some of the other things you can do after the game is over, you can mark down who got a hit, who scored runs, who drove in runs, all the at-bats, all that stuff. You can keep track up here what the pitchers did, how many innings they went, how many hits, runs, walks, and strikeouts they gave up. You can keep track of the line score up at the top here, as you'll see with the inning numbers. So if the Nationals scored 2 runs in the first, you can mark a 2 in there, and as follows, mark the line score after the game is over. So those are pretty much some of the basics that I covered, some of the outs you got, some of the different types of hits, and those are the main things you're going to need to know when keeping score of a baseball game. So thanks everyone for watching, and happy scoring next time you head out to the ballpark, because it's really a good way to follow the action on the field. Thanks for watching. This was another edition of Diamond Notes. I'm your host, Brian Gadzard, and join us on the next episode when I'm sure we'll have something interesting to show you again. Thanks, everyone.